What's up, everybody? Mike here, and welcome to the weekly gaming news. Starting off with Elden Ring. Shout out to Erdtree. The devs have showcased two new enemies actually, and recently over their Twitter, sort of trying to like subtly building up hype for the expansion. And both of these are getting traction and getting people to speculate a lot. The first one being reminiscent of like a Bloodborne enemy that would literally like suck your soul in a sense. So I'm wondering if it's going to play very similar or not. And then the second one here being what looks to be maybe like a boss. People are speculating this could be related to, I think, Godwin or another boss in the base game based on the design here. We don't know. It's an unnamed enemy, unnamed boss, but From Software is just drip feeding content to us, you know, to get us hyped for this expansion coming up. And Miyazaki and his team are always going to be doing stuff like this to keep, you know, the mystery surrounded by their games, things like that. Players going to have to figure out for themselves, figure out the lore, or like watch a lore video on YouTube about it. But this honestly has me more excited. It's definitely a smart way to create buzz around your expansion, your game, you know, especially with the Elden Ring that has been the most successful other Souls games in terms of sales and just player base and popularity. You know, like this is smart. You know, just drop an image, drip an image on social media, let the word spread, you know, about it, things like that. I'm sure this won't be the only thing. We'll probably see something at Summer Games Fest as well, like a new trailer to hype it up, maybe give some more details, you know, maybe some gameplay features, you know, as far as the new trailer. I'm hoping we'll see something at Summer Games Fest to shed a little bit more light on what to expect in the expansion. And keep in mind, the expansion drops June 21st for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, and PC. Next up, Dragon Age Dreadwolf release date, apparently within 2024 or by next March, it seems, based on some reports here. So hinted by industry insider Jeff Grubb and financial reports from EA. BioWare, the developer of Dragon Age and Mass Effect games, has been working for years on their latest installment in the Dragon Age saga with Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which is a sequel to Dragon Age Inquisition. In a recently published video, Jeff Grubb noted that Dragon Age Dreadwolf should be in the lineup for Summer Games Fest or within some sort of showcase ran by EA themselves, and we should be seeing the game before the end of the year. He also relayed that developers at BioWare are happy with how the game is shaping up. Financial reports analyzing the fiscal year of video game companies, in addition to revenue reports, comparisons, and sales percentages, are also sources of information about new releases and surprises to come. It seems to be the case with EA's document, which mentions two titles for the fiscal year 2025, one of which may possibly be the anticipated Dragon Age Dreadwolf. And keep in mind, we haven't had a Dragon Age game in like a decade. Honestly, it's insane. Dragon Age Inquisition came out in 2014. And that released on PC, Xbox One, and PS4 at the time, right? And yeah, like you had a nice amount of DLC content added onto it, but it's been a freaking decade. So I would hope they would get out either later this year or by March of next year. It's also worth to note that Epic Game Store has Dragon Age Inquisition for free, Game of the Year edition that is, with all the DLC. If you want to pick it up right now, claim it right now to play whenever you get time to play this amazing game at your leisure. And it's free until, I believe, Thursday morning. Moving on, Greedfall 2, The Dying World unveils new trailer and roadmap. If you don't know about this game, Greedfall 2, The Dying World is an RPG that focuses on story and player choice, but also improves on its predecessor by adding new gameplay mechanics and more tactical combat, reminiscent of Dragon Age Origins. Unlike its predecessor, this sequel puts us in the shoes of a native who lives near the island of Tier-Feri. We are enslaved and taken to the location of the original game from a remote native village, and this seems promising. This seems interesting, right? And it's reported that the early access for this game will launch this summer, only for PC via Steam. The PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions will arrive sometime in 2025. Obviously, once the early access version on Steam is officially polished. The early access roadmap was preceded by the trailer called Donegata. I might be mispronouncing that, I apologize. If you're wondering what that word means, don't worry, it's normal, as it is a term tied to the lore that Spiders, creators of the first Greedfall, and the Souls like Steel Rising have created for this sequel. The game features a much more refined combat system than its predecessor, but also other RPG mechanics, We have various talents such as stealth, survival, or diplomacy, and we can develop them as we wish. Dialogues will be a key factor in Greedfall 2, as will the actions we take, as they will have consequences on the plot. As you can see here with the roadmap here, looks like they got the early access plan set to be first chapters of the main quest, stuff for Tier 4D, and first companions, along with future updates coming. So I imagine Summer Games Fest will learn more about this game and when early access is available. Next up, Resident Evil 9 may have leaked its protagonist in more details, this is very exciting because there's definitely been a lot of speculation of like what's going to happen with 9, you know, who's going to be the protagonist, how many characters will play as, things like that. Some people want to, you know, have Jill come back. Are we playing as Ethan's daughter? You know, are we going to play as Chris Redfield, etc. More and more leaks are surfacing with details about Resident Evil 9, the highly anticipated new installment of Capcom's popular franchise. While the company has not yet confirmed the project, various insiders have shared information about its world, main location, and revelation. A new report has emerged clarifying a previous leak related to the game's protagonist. According to details, one of the most iconic and beloved characters in the saga will star in the new title. Various sources, including Dust Golem, have speculated about the protagonist of Resident Evil 9. A recently claimed that Leon S. Kennedy would be the protagonist of the game's prologue, and that subsequently another character would take over the story. However, several informants have clarified this report in the past few hours, stating that Dust Golem was actually referring to something else. Now, it is said that Leon S. Kennedy will be the protagonist throughout the entire story of the title. That being said, it's not clear whether Leon will be the sole playable character or if there will be a co-protagonist. Fans are excited about the idea of Leon being the protagonist of the new installment, as he is one of the most beloved characters in the saga. It's important to mention, though, that this is just another rumor about Resident Evil 9, so please take this with a grain of salt. And I imagine we'll probably get official confirmation from Capcom about Resident Evil 9 in some capacity, a teaser at least, either at Sony's maybe showcase later this month or at Summer Games Fest. Something else to note, though, previously the insider pointed out that the alleged Resident Evil 9 has been in development since 2018 and is aimed for release for 2025, and this does make sense. This, along with Monster Hunter Wilds kind of being Capcom's two biggest games for 2025, makes a lot of sense. And then maybe they'll throw in a third or fourth big game, but yeah. They also said that it has the largest budget in the history of the IP, making it a very ambitious title. It's been reported too that Resident Evil 9 is going to probably follow suit with Dragon's Dogma 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds when it comes to not only just using the RE engine, but being an open world game. Dragon's Dogma 2 currently, you know, at least on PC anyway, mainly has been was having a lot of issues at launch. I think a lot of those have been ironed out, but there's still some issues with the game, especially with, you know, the locked 30 FPS. They're trying to play it at locked 60 on PC anyway, at least. And just, you know, sometimes still stutters or glitches happening, things like that. So I'm not too, you know, excited about an open world Resident Evil game. I don't think it really makes that much sense to do it like that. I think it needs to stay to its, you know, classic like linear design, at best be like sort of semi-open world, but not fully open world, you know? But it might work out. I don't know. I'm very concerned though with how this may shape up to be, with it being open world in terms of performance and gameplay and things like that, just because of what happened with Dragon's Dogma 2 when they used the RE engine for that to make an open world game in Dragon's Dogma 2. So I don't know. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes. Next, NeoWiz confirms release window for Lies P DLC. We got, you know, confirmation that a DLC would be in the works last year by the devs here at NeoWiz, that yeah, because of the success of Lies P, a beloved Souls-like, probably arguably the best Souls-like of 2023, and a love letter to Bloodborne in many ways and other Souls games. They confirmed a DLC, and we got like a little tease of that trailer too before. So apparently, the release window for the Lies P DLC has been confirmed as part of NeoWiz's financial report. The South Korean industry has been seeking a place in the market to establish itself as a AAA development powerhouse for years. While Stellar Blade is currently at the forefront of everyone's minds due to its recent launch, Lies P made it clear in 2023 there is a market for Korean developers, Korean developments, and eager teams ready to create. And I agree with this. NeoWiz has presented its financial report with very favorable results, which in turn has confirmed release window for Last Be First DLC. According to the financial report of the South Korean distributor, Round 8 studio team is working on this content expansion with the aim of releasing it in the second half of 2024. This implies that the starting gun for its release will be fired next June. In fact, with this in mind, we can even imagine when it will be unveiled, not just when it will be released. So, once again, I keep bringing it up. Summer Games Fest, most likely going to happen there. Definitely going to be checking it out. Stay tuned for that. Moving on to some really good news for Capcom when it comes to Monster Hunter. So, Monster Hunter Saga reaches milestone of 100 million copies sold. Outstanding. A lot of credit given to them because Monster Hunter is a great RPG series. Monster Hunter Rise, the latest title in the franchise before the arrival of Monster Hunter Wilds in 2025, surpassed 50 million sales worldwide. There are franchises that transcend generations and go beyond the niche in which they originated. Monster Hunter is a great example of that. This game originally debuted in 2005 for the PlayStation 2. That's wild, man. And now it's surpassed 100 million units sold worldwide. You know, it had the success of Monster Hunter World, which released in 2018. Monster Hunter Rise, released in 2021. Both received some great expansions, respectively, that added so much more content to each game, with Iceborne and Sunbreak. And with World being like the first one, I was like available across multiple platforms, like not just like one single platform or just on the handheld. It's no surprise, you know, you got more people into the series. I felt like making Monster Hunter Rise initially a Switch exclusive was kind of a bad move by Capcom, because we had to wait, what, a year later before it came on PC, then had to wait, I think, a few months or 6 months later for it to come on, like, what, PlayStation and Xbox. So hopefully if Wilds, it releases across all platforms day one. No issues there, no exclusivity deals, please. I want to play this on PC day one. Congrats to Capcom, though, because this is definitely a great milestone, a great achievement with this franchise. And lastly, Hades 2 releases its first major update. So if you don't know, Hades 2 released in its early access on Steam recently, and has already got its first major update, which I believe happened the other day, at least at the time of this recording, if not earlier in the week. And it comes with a large, number of improvements or additions based on feedback from the players. To begin with, it has been noted that sprinting is faster now, and the functionality of turning has been improved. Additionally, it has been confirmed that you can now use sprint to exit certain animations faster, which were somewhat annoying initially. Perhaps the most interesting change is that you can now collect from any gathering point once you have unlocked the corresponding tool. Besides all this, there are various fixes for certain enemies that might be considered spoilers, so I don't want to really talk about that. And several adjustments have been made to improve control on both controllers and keyboard and mouse. And then lastly, the usual number of bugs and errors reported by users have been fixed as well too. So the miscellaneous type bugs, glitches, things like that. But this is fantastic. It has been not long on early access. I think it's maybe been like a week or so, and it's already got its first major update. I imagine it's going to get weekly, if not bi-weekly, consistent updates going forward that are going to help iron out some of the issues and bugs. Personally, I didn't really find anything wrong with it. Overall, my biggest gripe is just, how some of the gods, boons work, things like that. But at the same time, I got to get used to it, and they're going to get better and better. They're going to add more. They're going to rework, probably the boons before the final launch of the game, things like that. So I'm not too worried about it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the gaming news of the week this week? Anything that catches your attention, that you're excited for, looking forward to? Whether it be shout out to Erdtree with the new enemies, Dragon Age, Dreadwolf, hopefully coming soon here. Resident Evil 9 fans, you horror fans there, guys, let me know your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like and subscribe if you're new. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.